Hi everyone, welcome back. It's been a hot minute since we played with an AZUREBEAUTY dip powder kit and I'm so excited to dive into this one. It's a 32-piece set. It comes with the liquids and the powders, and these colors are definitely going to get you ready for cozy season. So grab your flannel and your cozy blanket because we're going to dive into some really fun colors today. I figured we're going to do a Skittles set Fall Mani on the shape short coffin today. So that is the game plan, and we're going to use everything that you see in that kit. We're going to start off with the dip base here. Right now I'm just kind of like looking at the dip base, getting the viscosity down. It's been a while since I played with these liquids, so I just am looking at it and kind of seeing how it flows on that brush. And we're going to dive in with a darker color. So I figured since this kit is full of just beautiful fall colors that we might as well just kind of just use 5 different colors so you can really get a good feel on how these powders perform. So I'm just taking a little bit of that dip base here, and I am just starting out with a very small amount. The thinner the layer of that dip base you can get, especially when you're working with the press-on, the better outcome you're going to get. When you're dipping, you're going to get those very thin layers, which you really want. So here's the first coat right here. Right off the bat, we have some great coverage. This green right here, it is really pretty. It's kind of like a pine fern green. It's really beautiful, and we're gonna like darken it up, and it's gonna get even more vibrant as we go on here with the dips. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and just make sure everything is laying super flat. I tend to carry a lot of the bulk when I'm making a press on right on those sides there, right after that cuticle line. So you're gonna see me spending a lot of time just making sure everything is completely flat. If you feel like you still have some dip liquids that need a little bit more powder, just go ahead and dip it back into that jar and you're gonna be good to go. But gently pressing everything down in between each layer of your dip base and each layer of your dip powder is really going to help just keep that shape of that press on. So we are going to dust off here, and we're going to go right back in with a very thin layer of that dip base, and we're just going to continue dipping. We are going to do 2 coats of each color so you can really see that color payoff, and you can always do a 3rd dip as well if you're looking to build up that structure on the nail, or if you want that color even more of a deeper color. So first impressions, the powders are really soft. I don't see like any speckles or any like grittiness into that jar. It looks super finely milled, and they are very, very soft. So if you are not making a press on like we're doing right here, and you are dipping directly into that jar, it is like that buttery experience. So that is definitely something I look for with powders, that they're super finely milled and they're buttery. So here's the second dip. You can see here we have this gorgeous, just rich, deep color, and I am loving this color right here. I am so ready for fall. This week on my channel, we are going to be diving into some fall. We're going to sprinkle something else in too on Friday, so stay tuned for that. But now I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm just going to gently press everything down. We're going to dust off, and then we are going to move on. We're only doing 2 coats of each color today. So right here, this kit is perfect if you are looking to dabble into making press-ons like I'm doing right here with dip powder. This is a great kit. Or if you're looking to actually dip on your actual nail, this is also a good starter kit. Or if you just need to refresh your dip powder collection with some fall colors, this kit is going to be for you. And you're going to get a really good indicator today on these beautiful colors and how they perform. We are focusing more on the solids today, but this kit is so fun. I really like the variety of the colors that you're getting. It's definitely going to transition you all through that fall season and carry you into Thanksgiving. You can even pull in some of the gray tones with the purples in this kit for Halloween. So you kind of have a lot of options here, which is great. Plus you can use this green here for Christmas. So options are endless. The dip liquids, I will say, I do like them. They are on the thinner side, which that is something that I gravitate towards, especially when I'm making press-ons, because the thinner the viscosity you have with a liquid, it's really going to help cut down the bulk on that nail. And at the end of the day, the goal is to keep the shape of that nail. So the thinner the viscosity, definitely the better. So now we dusted off. We're going in again with that second dip. I like to pull the dip liquid right below that cuticle line and then pull it down and then work that dip base back up. That's what works for me. That helps me prevent flooding underneath the underneath side of that press on. So just a little bit on that brush does go a long way when it does come to these liquids. So keep that in mind. You do not want to oversaturate that nail. And now we're dipping back into the jar. Now the jar, if you don't feel comfortable dipping into the jar, You could always pour the dip powder out into a cupcake liner and then dip from the cupcake liner so you have some more wiggle room. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's dive into all these beautiful colors so you can see them in action, and then I'm gonna pop back in just a few moments.
I'm driving, you're smiling, just really doing nothing. That's the thing I like about you. On the highway, it's our way, Route 66, and we keep on driving. We just do what we wanna do. Yeah, no, nothing's complicated with you. Hey, playing songs on the radio, sing along to the words that we don't know how. Brings out the wild moves. Let's just run away. Yeah, I could drive the whole along. Being with you is like being on the rodeo highways. Brings out the wild moves. I got a little crush on you. You say that I'm crazy. It's just the way that I get every time that I am with you. Your laughter takes me to heaven. I just wanna make you repeat it and repeat it again. Yeah, you make the sky so blue. No, nothing's complicated with you. Hey, playing songs on the radio, sing along to the words that we don't know how. Brings out the wild moves. Let's just run away. Yeah, I could drive the whole along. Being with you is like being on the rodeo highways. Brings out the wild moves. I got a little crush on you. On the highway, it's our way, Route 66, and we keep on driving. We just do what we wanna do. Hey, playing songs on the radio, sing along to the words that we don't know how. Brings out the wild moves. Let's just run away. Yeah, I could drive the whole along. Being with you is like being on the rodeo highways. Brings out the wild moves. I got a little crush on you. Ooh, I got a little crush on you. the same way I do? Are you feeling the same way I do?
All right, so we're just finishing up the activator here. Activation is one of my favorite things to do when it comes to a set. I feel like it's just, you see the colors kind of just transform together. So now that we have the activator on the nails, what we're gonna do, that's gonna harden the dip powder and get the nails ready for that next step of filing and buffing. I let that activator sit on the nails for about 3 to 4 minutes. Once that nail is completely hard, and if you tap on it with your file and you get a clacking noise, that is how you know that your dip powder is set and you are ready to file. If you do file too soon, you're going to start taking chunks out of that nail. So just make sure, when in doubt, just let it sit for about 5 minutes and then you're going to be good to go. So I use the regular file here first just to clean up the shape a little bit, and now I'm going in with the buffer here. I will say I did not clear encapsulate these nails because I wanted to see how these powders really performed without that protection layer of that clear powder. And these right here, my nail just fell off, which is totally fine because I was going to take it off anyways, because now that it's nails off the stand, I can get a really good visual here on the areas that I need to file and buff, and I can also clean up underneath that nail. But the reason why I didn't do the clear is because you can get a really good indicator on how powders perform when you're filing and buffing, and these powders are super easy to file and buff. That is something that I'm always impressed by and kind of throws me off when I'm playing with AZUREBEAUTY, because when you think of Amazon dip powders, the kits can be hit and miss depending on which brand you are getting, but I've never ran into any issues with the AZUREBEAUTY. I feel like the powders that you're getting are fantastic. The color payoff is definitely there, and the liquids are fantastic. Plus, it's a great way to try liquids before you kind of commit to the bigger bottles. And AZUREBEAUTY also does have the full-size liquids available that you can buy separately from the kit. All right, so now that we're done with the filing and buffing, I'm gonna go ahead and stick that nail back on the stand there, and we're gonna finish up the rest of the filing and buffing off camera here. But filing and buffing was a breeze, and I did not experience any color change or anything like that. Since we did not do that layer of clear, the color stayed true. You can see here everything is laying super flat. It's not bulky or anything like that, and it's very thin layers, which is simply amazing. And that is something that I gravitate towards when I'm making press-ons, because the thinner the layers and the less bulk we have, the better outcome it is for that press-on set. We're almost to the finish line. We're gonna do another layer of activator here. This is gonna get rid of any of those harsh filing lines. It's also gonna go ahead and settle any of that powder that we disturbed during that filing and buffing process. And it also just brings that color back to life here. So we're gonna let that sit for about a minute here, and then I'm gonna go in with a lint-free wipe and just make sure I am removing any extra activator that may be lingering behind on the nails before we go in with that final step. I will say this color palette right here screams fall. I feel like you can get a good visual of a matte finish right now. Before we go in with that top coat, you can kind of see what this looks like with like that matte satin finish. But we're gonna go ahead and do the dip top coat today so you can see a glossy finish. But there's so many different things you can do with this set right here, and I feel like matte kind of screams fall. All right, so now we're going in with the dip base, or I'm sorry, the dip top coat, and I'm doing the same thing as I did with the dip base. I was kind of looking at the formula to kind of see how that viscosity was before I just went in onto the nail. So right now I'm just doing one layer on the entire nail, and I am gonna brush off that brush on that paper towel before sticking it back into that bottle here, just to make sure that I do not have any activator that is lingering on that brush. Because what happens if you have activator on that brush and you stick it back into that bottle, you can harden your brush and you can contaminate that dip top coat, so then you won't be able to use it again. And now that we have the first layer on the nail, now we're going to go in with the final layer here. This time you can be more precise in your application. You can go over the layer again, and you can really make sure that that nail is completely covered. And then that is it. That is as simple as it is, working with that dip top coat, and just let it completely dry for about 2 minutes. I did the rest of the top coat off camera, and here's the finished set. It is screaming cozy season. I am ready for that pumpkin spice latte now, but I really like this set. So there's something about the fall colors I love so much, and I really like them all paired together. A Skittles Mani is a great way to incorporate some colors that you have, and this right here is definitely giving me all those fall vibes, and I'm totally here for this moment. Definitely a great kit. I really liked how these salads performed. They're very rich, velvety in color, and again, we have a glossy finish, but you could even do a matte finish to kind of like step up this fall kind of vibe thing even more, because there's something about matte finishes in the fall time that just like go coincide together. But overall, I was really impressed with this dip powder kit. Definitely a must have for this fall season. So everything that we did use in today's video can always be found in that description box below. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next one.